fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. Hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and I resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
What we gonna eat no money, what we at you, eat no at you. COVID money, miss away in the your little rat you. Use the youth, the money, waste no must a man to statue. Say me like a catch you, but bigger than a figure you. Take the spit of money, galang and say that is not you. One day the man above end up in my got a bet. Too much it in the kitchen, some a fly well like a patu. My singers and DJs and social media's coming at you.
It burn me.
300% raise.
It burn me.
Garbage pile up the day.
It burn me.
Give the teacher them raise.
It burn me.
I see corruption face.
It burn me.
Mash down the people them house.
It burn me.
Every day appear arms out.
It burn me.
Appear money them a thief.
It burn me.
And them a sell out the beach.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again. Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. You touch up line and I resort to crime. You can't fool me again.
Come me say big up all the charities and all of the givers. Some a go like say them powerful, me no make a bigger. The 100 the promises, none of them no deliver. Cut up the youth, them rap and they down in our fever. Member bold money and they lie them tell. Corruption smell and they pocket them swell. When police don't a market like Satan out of hell, go mash up people start like thief when them sell.
It burn me.
On them treat the market man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the cat man.
It burn me.
On them treat the peanut man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the dirt man.
It burn me.
On them a treat the son man.
It burn me.
On them a treat policeman.
It burn me.
How them a treat soldier man.
It burn me.
How them a treat everyone.
Can't fool me again. You can't fool me again. You hold me down for a very long time. Can't buy sugar, we can't buy lime. Can't buy scallion, we can't buy time. You can't fool me again.
Stevie Dim Day. We in Global TV says certain kind of friend we no cape. And some informer friend we love Lake. We in Global. Bona fake friend and bona tape. We in Global. We not promote them. We not support them. Look at them on the cheek come here represent for. We in Global TV. Check it.
Good evening, and welcome to the People's Point of View. Thank you for joining us. To my community of party and all my family members, platform moderators, membership holders, via subscribers, commenters, and trolls. Good evening, real sweet. Beat and Teach, RJ. Good evening and welcome. Sharon Bernard, good evening. EM, good evening. EM, thank you very much for your super sticker today. Thank you, well appreciated. Rosemary Samuels, Abenasar Cody, John Pugh, Canadian Gal, Violet Watson, Paulette Lewis, Sharon Powell, Lily Foster, Mabel Mackey, good evening. Thank you for joining. Marcia Thomas, good evening. Good evening, everyone, and welcome. Last time you know, good evening and welcome. Thank you for joining us. You know, even though Angel Holness, as I understand it, in his earlier life, worked as a pre-trained teacher, I do think it is a career that the Prime Minister should have pursued. Teaching-wise, it's not too late for you, Prime Minister, because you can make a good teacher teaching the old Lion Masters trick at McCullough, Durant Clark. Jamaican parents, what I do with the picking? Is it Jamaica people or Labour right people have Anjo I use them picnic to promote NIDS? Which is it? Is it JLP people picnic or just about any Jamaican people picnic where Andrew Holness have a walk and promote NIDS, Monica Harton? Do you think that's right, Prime Minister? Do you think it is right for you to be using the nation children to sell in your galangin? Me I wonder if I find you go do for your NIDS, you have the reel the way you post yesterday and you only post it. Or a message Delroy Chucker sent to it. Why when him go down there with you, him have to wear that bright color yellow t-shirt that for blind with eye? We can barely see Delroy Chuck face in the yellow t-shirt. Delroy Chuck don't know say him and yellow no good together. Good God Almighty, somebody never tell him. We need to see who you are. But we'll get there with the Prime Minister. But the Prime Minister just upon a whole heap of madness. And we're going to get to the Prime Minister and its galangin. But Transport Authority forbidden from engaging in high-speed chase, said Chairman. That is not what we want to know. That is not what is important to us at the moment. The issue is, Chairman, Creator Universe, how are you? The question is, Keith Matthews, was there a chase in pursuit actively at the time or shortly before the accident? Rennies Nicholson, Colleen Richards. That is what the nation needs to hear from the Transport Authority. Was there an actual pursuit during the point at where the collision took place? Or was there a pursuit shortly before that? That is the question that the Transport Authority and the police and the government need to answer to the people. Not whether it is forbidden, not whether the Transport Authority condones such behavior. That's neither here nor there. That's not really what is important to the nation at the moment. What is important is that we want to know if Transport Authority contributed to the accident. How hard is that? I mean, if we have to go to space, we'll ask Elon Musk to help us if that's where we have to go to find the answer. But the question really is, was there a chase? Did they contribute to the accident? So coming out with a whole mouthful of nothing, what is this dilly-dally and delaying is suggesting to us? In telling the victims or their relatives and the country, Ado James, if there was a chase before or at the time of collision, or if the actions of the Transport Authority contributed to the accident. That is what is required. Not whether or not condone it or not. That's not what's important at the moment. People always do what people don't condone. Have you never heard of that? Or are you not aware that people always breaks the law? Run Wonders, how are you? So to come out and tell us that we not condone it, that doesn't quell how the nation feels if the Transport Authority, a body or agency of government, contributed to the accident that took those children's life? And that's one of your answer. And stop the swirling around in public, because it only suggests the swirling around when you have something to hide. Just like how Andrew have something to hide with NEPA, so from the NEPA scandal strike, Prime Minister mouth padlock up. That was what you sold the country short for, Prime Minister. Polluted environment, the killing of wildlife. That is what you threw the country, Michael Nipper. That is what you threw the country under the bus for. That is what you sold out our environment for. But here come trade winner come tell we say, no money never change hand between them and the government, because I would have owned on the government, you know. No monetary compensation, no change hand. We no know the whole annual lie. Since this whole NEPA scandal, everybody is lying. Who don't know, never aware, didn't have the full information, forgot that they signed off on some. Everybody. Everybody in this whole NEPA scandal. Norman Ferguson, how are you, bro? Patrick Evans. Everybody in this whole NEPA scandal is lying, including the top dog of the NEPA scandal, the Prime Minister. His silence alone is a lie. Because the Prime Minister tried to craft to come out, come tell us, even though him knows that there's no plausible excuse you can make up and come out and tell the people at the moment. Because we realize that you have sold out our environment, the protection of our environment, to your private sector friend them, to those who own Wisynco and all sorts. Christine Gilbert, how are you? Those are who you sold us out for. So don't act as if we're not observing the silence of your criminality. We are indeed looking. Hold on, I don't remember if I did turn my monetizations on. I don't think I did. Hold on there. Turn on. I saw now get away with hell. Not turn on. No, sir. Not all, not turn on. Oh no, I get away with hell. Let me turn on my monetization. I saw we catch the liquor dollar. You hold on there. Hang on a bit. I didn't remember that I didn't do that. Bear with my people. Bear with. Oh, hold on there. Unhide. Sorry. EMI was doing something totally different. I may hide you by mistake, but may unhide you. Sorry about that. EM, comment for me, please. Just let me check something. God have mercy, my bad hand. Hold on there. You hang on a minute for us. EM, can you comment for me, please? Let me show some correct the mistake when we just make. Give me a chance. So just one more left to do. And then I'll be with you because we're going into Prime Minister Messful Leader and his selling why Andrew tells some lie. This Prime Minister tells some awful lies. Hold on there. Okay, yes, EM. When me I try if it do that, me unhide you, but me quickly fix it out. So yes, my people, the Prime Minister, G. Wayne, good evening. Thanks for joining. The Prime Minister take Papa Pikini, Unique Ray, Empress Deb, a walk and a sell him NIDS. And I tell one whole heap of lie and mix up. Oh God, me sorry for the man your mindset. Empress Deb, Chanel, Denise, Hilton. Make me tell you now. Me show you how Andrew Holness wicked and lie. Me no hate to see me no, but God Almighty, we have to watch the thief and remind the thief and the liar of the things that he often utter out of him lying. I don't know what is wrong with the Prime Minister. How him can make up the things so and believe, say we believe, we say it goes so. It is awful how this man just peddle nonsense in front of the Jamaican people. Where is the sound?
Documents. We have passports, we have our electoral ID, we have our driver.
You hold on, let me soon fix him for now.
None of them have the level of security that this card gives. But this card also gives
hold on.
national ID. We have several identification documents. We have passports, we have our electoral ID, we have our driver's license. None of them have the level of security that this card gives. But this card also gives an additional benefit. It allows for the conduct of digital transactions in a seamless way because it allows for digital electronic verification of the card. And that places us now in another step, which we call the digital society. So the NIDS provides the basis on which we can now claim to be a digital society. The digital society is one in which
the digital society
to conduct transactions physically in person or virtually. And in fact, as all Jamaicans will see, most transactions are moving onto digital platforms. We conduct our transactions using digital platforms every day, whether it is we shop online, we pay taxes online, but with your digital ID, you will be able to do much more. The second important benefit of the card is the reduction of time it takes to conduct a transaction. Consider that you want to open a bank account and you're new to the bank. The bank has all kinds of regulations that makes it mandatory that they know their customer. And that know your customer requirement sometimes can be very involved. You are required to take in 2 or more forms of identification. You may have to have a justice of the peace verify your identification. And then when that is brought in, they may take a few more days to actually check to see that this is so. With the national ID, there is no need for that anymore. The verification of identification is almost instantaneous. Therefore, the law that supports the ID says that if you present your ID, no other form of identification is required. Let me repeat that. When you present your NIDS card, your national identification card, no other form of identification is required, because this card has the ability to verify your identity on the spot. Now that will just reduce not just the time, but the cost of identity verification. And that then puts Jamaica.
Hold on there. Which one of your ID don't identify you on the spot? Which one of them ID you behind you? Which one of them identify you behind you? I thought all identification ID you on the spot.
So I'm very pleased with it. And I'm going to be speaking more, obviously, about the card, promoting the card. And I'm very happy to see that our youngsters have been some of the first beneficiaries, because the card is also built, the entire system is built to accommodate our youngsters as well as adults. It is meant to give every Jamaican verifiable and secure identity documents. National ID. We have several identification documents. We have passport, we have our
Prime Minister, I don't understand what Andrew Holness is talking about. You can't ask me to clear up anything for you. But Andrew Holness is of the view that NIDS will make it easier for everyone and everything. Lady J Love. My problem though is, which parents pick up them picking, give to Andrew to go walk and promote nonsense? The other question is, Echo, why does Jamaica children who may have a passport needs a national ID card? Why our children need a national ID card? If they have a passport, Vernon Adams, that is quite enough. But whoever give the Prime Minister an agenda to roll up all of us onto one database so them can track we and follow we and do whatever them want. The encouragement to the people of Jamaica: do not get involved in the Prime Minister NIDS program. It is of nothing important to you. It will not improve your life. All it will do, it will give the government more information about you. It will help the government with their Pegasus system and all their communication and tracking system to track everybody. Because what the NIDS is about, Pink, is about joining up all your information under one portfolio: your passport detail, your TRN, your fingerprint, your iris scan, your phone number, and everything. So therefore, it makes it easy for them to track you. And you have a digital chip in the ID. That's all the government want, is to have a centralized database of all of us, know where we are and all that jazz. Them don't need it for anything more. It's just like any other national ID, your passport or your driver's license. It don't serve a different purpose from them. What government do when them a push them something upon you, them tell you the fanciful and fanciful benefits that are coming with it and how it are gonna make your life easier. No, it's a card with your photograph and your name and date of birth or whatever else and an assigned number on it, just like a passport, just like a driver's license, just like a voter's ID. It serves absolutely no purpose. So don't make the government twist on and think to say you're going to have problem or lengthy delays. Patricia Matthews, how are you? You're going to have problems or lengthy delay accessing XY services because you don't have a NIDS. No, don't get involved. Don't get involved in the Prime Minister agenda. Tell the Prime Minister, say, whoever give you an agenda, whoever give you an agenda to work and collect with information, tell them, say, we like to keep with business to ourselves. This Prime Minister is becoming too daring now with the hope and nonsense them when work and pick up. And when they talk them nicely. For thing to say, people believe him. Today was the most disgraceful day in the Jamaican Parliament. The thief, the criminal, returns to the Jamaican Parliament. The question, though, will Andrew reshuffle cabinet and make her Speaker of the House again? The Speaker in front of the court. Yes, Marcia Dalrymple Filbert has taken her oath of office as a member of Parliament, along with the useless Dwayne Smith. Useless as a councillor, will ever so more be useless as an MP, because if you couldn't serve a division, I don't know how you're going to serve a constituency. Good luck, because you came at the time when it's all falling down. You came at the time when it's all falling down. Marcia Dalrymple Filbert returned with no grace, no favor, no conviction. All it is for Marcia Dalrymple Filbert is a bucket of disgrace and embarrassment. That's all it is. A bucket of disgrace and embarrassment. When the next big question, why Andrew Holness don't let all the thousands of Chinese own business, are they going to take the NIDS too? And all the Indians that live in Jamaica. These are the people, Unique Ray. The Prime Minister ought to be forcing that ID upon. If the Prime Minister want to make use and bogarocious ID, what you need to do, Prime Minister, make it become a part of your immigration system. Thereby, because you trigger up if you issue it out, then you make sure that is issued to all migrant. So you can't keep a track on them. When the war hit clot, you want to track with a sir. Go and go track immigrant, and them you fit track. So if you want to put your needs to good use, how would I go change the name? You know? Could I still keep the NIDS in your Andrew? Make a fix it for your drunk. NIDS, National Immigration Document. See the fix. You don't need another corpse. Fix. You can still call it NIDS, National Immigration Document. National Immigration Document System. Done, Prime Minister. So you don't have to come by the we. So we fix the gear. So you can go walk and harass people who you need to keep eye upon in our country. Certainly not us. You don't have to change your name. All you have to do, Prime Minister, is detour the purpose. That's all. And leave with out of the nonsense. Leave us out of the nonsense, Isilda Williams. So you get a perfect use for your something there. So now that we find something you to do, you can't leave without a hit. Because we don't left it for gyrat pan you, you know. We don't leave it for gyrat pan you. We find a good use for it. And you can't even make money off of it, so you know, Prime Minister. Because immigration card in England, cheap. You have to pay for it. So see there, we find purpose give for your needs, and we're gonna make you make money out of it. The easy jerk for what go on, bro. Joy Reynolds. So see, we find good purpose give for you something, Prime Minister. So please don't bother with ration. Don't bother with. You can move on now and go work your needs, sell your needs, done Mel, and make money off of your needs. So you can't say we never help you to solve the needs debacle where you have. Why you don't get married to that Wimple and needs, so anytime she a thief, the needs can say to her, Maris, you remember say me there watch. This man and him bull crap. Watch pan the hypocrite them. Both the Labour and the PNP, them, the Juliet and the Lisa. Watch them agree the criminal. Because all of them are criminals same way, you know. The reason why Juliet and Lisa cannot gallivant and embrace the criminal is because all of them is the same set of criminal. No better herring, no better barren. All of them are Jankro, Monica Wills. All of them feed pan with flesh. All of them love dead meat. Good evening, this year one, yeah. On the issue of your police thugs and their area leader, on the issue of your thugs, your JCF thugs, and their area leader, their area don, ROMEICH, given that you have seen the evidence, Angela McFarlane, he has admitted culpability. Are you investigating him? Will he be charged even if the victims doesn't come forward? It is a crime that we have seen and heard him ordered. We've seen the crime committed on tape. We've heard him on tape ordering the crime. Is he going to be given a corporate treatment? Or is he going to be given that lobby-dubby treatment connection that he has with the JCF? Or is it a matter, JCF, that he's going to put his hand in his pocket and you're all going to drop your pants and turn around like the little gangsters that follow him around? We don't need to come address the nation on this grave issue and this great thuggery. Have you listened to TJ explaining the ordeal that your police officers put him through under the order of ROMEICH? And make sure you do this swift. Make sure you not drag it out, because you see the longer you drag it out and the longer we drag uno in the crowd. The longer uno drag it out and think people are going to forget it, it is the longer we are going to drag uno in the crowd and show people that when we say bad man, gangsters, and police heavily intertwined, the evidence of what ROMEICH ordered your police to do proves right all the time. Isn't it shameful? Isn't it disgraceful? As corrupt as we know we are, isn't it a shameful thing to see your police action not intervening to prevent a crime or protect a life? Sanjay Stewart, how are you? But on the order of a Don man who is paying them, of a thug who is paying them, they carry out serious assault on a Jamaican and two Jamaican citizens. Don't bother think it's gonna be just an easy walkover. They may not sue, they may not prosecute you, but we will certainly drug you all. Because what happened was disregard for any one of us Jamaicans. Any one of us which ROMEICH think this him. ROMEICH could order just about any hungry belly drop their pants officer to come and assault us. This is serious. This is dangerous. You can't have such thuggery in the force. You cannot have such thuggery in the force, Yvette Hamilton, where just about anybody can order them or pay them to come and discipline us. Like, really, Dr. Chang? Have you seen the behavior of your thugs, your gunmen? I wonder if ROMEICH have ever ordered them to kill anyone. I wonder how much people ROMEICH have ordered these police officers to carry out brutal attacks on. I wonder if there's any unsolved murder in our country that would involve ROMEICH and his gangs of police officers. Because if them can behave like this under the glare of the camera, our ROMEICH and him criminal police friend them won't do. When nobody now watch, when phone not turn on. Is there blood on your hands, ROMEICH? Have you ordered the killing of anyone? Because how we hear you just order box down TJ, woof 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 woof, and you think people should look the other direction? Worse, you use the Jamaica Constabulary Force, some little Japan's batty boy where everybody pay for bed them. Like, seriously? I see them with whole heap of them. I fuck jabbas. They're gonna pardon for my word, but I don't know me can't sweet up things. Them police boy a licky to jabbas a scam and a thief and a broke shop. Give them. We're not safe, Jamaica. We're not safe. Remember, say we police them. Remember, say we see them go take them and pick son out of bed. Carry him round the back, go kneel down. And shoot him in cold blood. And then raise alarm, say it was a shootout. Unbeknown to them, they were captured on a CCTV camera. We are not safe. Neither with the Prime Minister, and his entire government, or the Jamaica Constabulary Force. All of them are criminal. Shimish. Shimish and Sheelan. How much people killing have you ordered, ROMEICH? We want to know. Because what we've seen you did, what you did rather, on camera, over the weekend, in public, even if the camera never did it, there were many eyewitnesses, and many people would have heard when you gave the order, box down TJ. So we want to know, ROMEICH, how much people have you killed? Because what we know about you, ROMEICH, you're a bloodsucker. You will do anything to ride upon someone else. So we want to know if you take out anybody out of the way to elevate yourself. We want to know how you get to corporate. We want to know how much batty you fuck, ROMEICH, to get there. Because we know now, say, you know, you have to drop your pants to get certain place in life. We just have to ask the questions. We want to know, ROMEICH, if you're trying to abuse any of these men so they can get position or them can get a place on your management. We have to ask all the questions people never used to ask about Diddy. Now everybody's asking Sharon Peart. Everybody's asking now. Nobody never used to ask. But now there's countless a victim. But if Diddy, if you sign you, you have to drop your pants first. So we want to know, Shimish, if you have asked anybody to drop their pants to get into your corporate. Nobody not safe round, no. Nobody not safe round uno because it's all about uno climbing to where uno want to go. And what big dirty corporate people do, ROMEICH, is try to step on everybody's shoulder to get where they want to go. Wagwan Raymond G. That's what they do. That's what uno corporate people do. Uno walk and step up on everybody's shoulder to get where uno want to go. And then when you step on our shoulder and get up there, when you turn around and look down upon we. Maybe it's Bogdanovich is the Jamaican Diddy. I really don't know. They should answer for themselves. Hey, Sweeney, you alright? Vernal Henry. But questions are to be asked of this gangster and the police officers. If Shimish ordered them so instantaneously, Shimish ordered them to carry out the attack. They did not question or fumble for law enforcement men. They did not question the order, his authority, nor fumble. They went straight ahead and carried it out. Now, I wouldn't be convinced that this is the first time that ROMEICH, Angeli, how are you? That ROMEICH have ordered these officers to carry out violent actions. It couldn't have been the first. So brawling and confident. Marcia S. Lilith Foster. It couldn't have been the first. So people ask if ROMEICH guilty of anything else, if ROMEICH ever ordered the killing of anybody with, using the Jamaica Constabulary Force. It's just a natural question for ask. Police always kill we and tell lie, pan we. Badman and police always a par long time and have that relationship. We see the evidence of it playing with this whole issue that happened at the party. It's not a story we're making up. It's facts we're talking about. If ROMEICH can order them, sorry, just to say a word, a trend, messful leader. Just to say a word, start trend already, messful leader. So of course, people need to ask question. This is not the first time ROMEICH ordered these serpents to carry out what we saw happened over the weekend. It couldn't have been the first time. So therefore, because me nosy and busybody, me want to know if ROMEICH ordered the killing of anybody. I want to know if ROMEICH ordered attack on anybody. It's not possible the first time. So if you think to say Global TV asks nice question, kushu and diplomatic, not over here. We ask them how them come out of our mouth. All right? So just like Tom Tavares, if blood is on your hands, we want to know. It's as simple as that. Want to know if blood is on your hand. Minister, messful leader. We don't know out of these three. Cousin sis, what go on? We don't know out of these three who is in charge of the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Because command one on the right, yes, so command left over there, so. And minister take it and own it for myself in the middle, yes, so. God no, the nation tired of Andrew Holness. Something right needs to start happening in Jamaica. And the evil spirit that Andrew Holness is, not now going to happen. Because you could have pushed Walden Madden till you confuse Prime Minister. The problem with the whole NEPA scandal is you. You, Prime Minister Andrew Holness, is the whole issue surrounding NEPA. The buck at NEPA, Prime Minister, stop with you. Marcy agree. The buck at NEPA stops with you. Prosecutor said them never know. Walden say him never remember. Prosecutor say she hear on radio. Matthew Samuda say him hear on radio. All know we don't hear if Andrew here yet. The nation is still yet to hear if Andrew heard, for that matter. If he has, when did he? And what was he told when he was informed? The nation is still waiting for the Prime Minister to say something. Even like Prime Minister, where you're not good at. Say something. I can remember this is about the third or fourth accident now. I think one of them happened in Portland, one happened in St. Mary, I think. But habitually, whenever time there's such an accident, the question is asked about appealing for a safe bus system to transport our children to school. But 9 days after the accident, everything goes back to bed until there's another accident again. We don't have a meaningful debate or a meaningful push about this policy. We don't even vote on it because them something there is not at the forefront of our mind when the election euphoria comes around. Liadena. Now, 5 women won a reputation from Belgium for crimes under colonial rule. This is quite some landmark ruling that we in the Western Hemisphere or Africa could look to in pursuing civil case against the colonialists. In a landmark case, a court ruled that women now in their 70s and 80s who were taken from their parents in Belgium, Congo, were victims of crime against humanity. So that's quite a landmark ruling that pushes a bit closer to the whole reparation case. But let's see how the jurists across the Western Hemisphere grappled with this judgment. And the 64-year-old UK British citizen of Jamaican birth, but living in Britain for quite a long time, you would have been aware that she went missing shortly after she landed in Jamaica. She also have a house there. After she went missing, then her body was found near her house in quite a, I don't know, situation. But some people on one hand are looking at the boyfriend. Some on the other hand are looking at the daughter and other family. I'm neutral in the middle. I have no clue as to who to look towards and point to. So what we can do is just wait and hope that the investigators will do their job and, you know, justice will prevail. But it is quite a sad, horrible story, like most of what we grapple with in our country on a regular basis. And let's remind the Prime Minister once more. It's more of an appeal to you, Prime Minister. Before Friday, you should pull your case from in front of the court. Tell the judge you do not wish to pursue a judicial review against the Integrity Commission, nor do you wish to review the operation of the Corruption Prevention Act. And I'm saying this, Prime Minister, so it coincides with what you meant or what you said in 2019.
I couldn't leave this stage without saying to you that corruption is not an issue that occupies the front of my mind. I couldn't leave here today and say to you that we still need to tighten up on the new anti-corruption systems and framework that is in place.
Laya tells her. Monica, there were 5 children involved in the accident. 2 died. 3 still in hospital, but 1 of the 3 is more critical than the others.
2019. I couldn't leave this stage without saying to you that corruption is not an issue that occupies the front of my mind. I couldn't leave here today and say to you that we still need to tighten up on the new anti-corruption systems and framework that is in place. In a sense, if you were to compare Jamaica to all the other countries in the Caribbean, our framework for anti-corruption would be the most advanced. It is not for want of putting in the legislative and institutional processes. They are there. But you have to bear in mind that we are also very new on the scale of dealing with anti-corruption issues. So there is a learning curve that we are going through. What is important is that the government supports the development of the institution so it can accelerate very quickly on that learning curve and provide the resources so that they can move very quickly on the learning curve, and that the government does not intervene or interfere. And that message goes to the opposition as well. Leave the anti-corruption and policing agencies to do their jobs.
Leave the corruption, the anti-corruption and the policing agency, Prime Minister, to do their job. It's a classic case, Prime Minister, of cockmouth killing cock. It's quite a classic case. We've never seen one so classic before. Tired of you, John Bailey. How are you? Tired of this, Prime Minister. But thank you all for being here with us tonight. For the people's point of view, you have had a full 3 shows today. Join us back tomorrow morning as we're getting much closer to Friday, where we await the judgment from the court. Brittany, how are you? As to whether the Prime Minister can proceed with his challenge against the Integrity Commission and the legislature. Thank you very much, and good night from the Global Television Group.
I truly believe our political system needs some fixing. Too much you hear about corrupt politicians and nothing happen. Too much you hear about politicians who take away poor people money and none of them reach in jail. And to the young people at home or wherever you are, and to all Jamaicans, I have one question for you. Take a look at your communities. Take a look at the sliding dollar. Take a look at the failing healthcare and ask yourselves, where is the progress? Where is the progress that this arrogant and disrespectful government keeps talking about? With this existing callous government, matters have gone from bad to worse.